All right, lesson 12 is a standalone lesson. So what that means is there's no roots, there's no suffixes, there's no prefixes this week. It is just we're learning 8 specific words. Because it's a standalone lesson, we are going to have a mastery quiz this Friday. Okay? So you will need to know these 8 words, and then perhaps there will be a review question or 2, but there will be a mastery quiz this Friday. Okay? These 8 words all have something in common, and after we learn the definitions, you guys are going to have to figure out what they have in common, okay? So this is a good lesson because it talks about the fact that writers use certain words other than just like sad and happy to show emotions that characters or they themselves have. So like, look at the difference. You have after her dog ran away, LaTanya was very sad. Her mood changed though when Greg texted her, "I found your dog." LaTanya was happy. And then the second one is after her dog ran away, LaTanya was very despondent. Her mood changed though when Greg texted her, "I found your dog." LaTanya was ecstatic. Those more intense words, and we've already talked about that. Authors choose specific words to get their point across. These are some examples of specific words that they can choose to show those deeper emotions, okay? So we're going to learn about Mimi's mood, and we're going to figure out the meaning of all the underlined words. So I'm going to read through this first, and then we're going to define all the words. Mimi could hear the crowd cheering exultantly and joyfully as she approached the parade. This was supposed to be a wonderful day, but she couldn't shake the gloomy, melancholy mood that had settled over her since her best friend Sammy had moved away. She remembered how forlorn she felt when Sammy left. She was so alone. In the days after Sammy's departure, Mimi missed their talks and was despondent, in low spirits, and hoped that she would somehow get through the weeks before school without seeing her friend. In a few moments, she would have to deal with everyone's exuberance and jubilation at the parade, and she just wasn't sure she could face such happiness in others. The only thing that would make her ecstatic right now and give her great joy would be Sammy. But she lived 2,000 miles away now, so that was probably not going to happen anytime soon. Even feeling complacent would be a relief. She couldn't even remember what it felt like to be content or satisfied with something. Anything would be better than this awful loneliness. Okay. So we have our 8 emotion words here. We're going to define it. We'll just go, we'll go in order of right here. So we're going to kind of hop our way through. The first word is complacent. It says, even feeling complacent would be a relief. She couldn't even remember what it felt like to be content or satisfied with something. So what do you guys think complacent could be defined as? Well, complacent, and then the context clues say she couldn't even remember what it felt like to be content or satisfied with something. So what do you think complacent means? That's right there. Context clues. It says right there. Content or satisfied, yeah. Complacent means content. Okay, let me zoom in for a second. Or satisfied with something. I'll zoom in so that we can see it. All right, the next word is despondent. So let's go back to the paragraph. Despondent is here. In the days after Sammy's departure, Mimi missed their talks and was despondent, in low spirits. So despondent means, yeah, in low spirits, discouraged, lost hope or heart. We'll just say lost hope. Okay, the next word is ecstatic. Ecstatic. Just being silly. Right here, okay? The only thing that would make her ecstatic right now and give her great joy would be to see Sammy. So what do you think it means to be ecstatic?
Great joy.
Yes, very joyful, very excited. Very joyful, very excited. I was ecstatic when I went to the Backstreet Boys concert. Don't say what's that. It's the Backstreet Boys. All right, the next word is exuberance, okay? And it is in this sentence here. In a few moments, she would have to deal with everyone's exuberance and jubilation at the parade. All right, so people typically, when they're at a parade, they're very like, woohoo, right? Exuberant means just high spirits. Just being like, just you're excited, you're having high spirits, just excitement and happiness. All right, and exultantly is in the very first sentence. Mimi could hear the crowd cheering exultantly and joyfully as she approached the parade. So exultantly is doing something with a lot of rejoicing. Okay, doing something with great rejoicing. You can all like just like happiness, rejoice, like singing with pride, or not necessarily singing, but just like having happiness, having pride. Just you're very happy. Okay, triumphantly, filled with joy, essentially. The next word is forlorn. So forlorn here, she remembered how forlorn she felt when Sammy left. She was so alone. I felt forlorn when I learned I couldn't go to the Backstreet Boys concert in 2020 because I was going on vacation. I was forlorn, okay? And forlorn, yes, it's not a happy feeling. Miserable and hopeless is what forlorn is. And sometimes forlorn also, like, you also feel like you're alone. Feeling alone and neglected. All right. The next one is jubilation. And that was in the same sentence with exuberance. Okay. So in a few moments, she would have to deal with everyone's exuberance and jubilation. So very similar to exuberance. It just means great joy. Okay. You feel jubilation at parades, and you might feel jubilation at other like really happy moments, events in your life. I feel jubilation personally. I feel jubilation on Christmas and or the Backstreet Boys concerts. I'm going to make as many Backstreet Boys references for you guys as possible so that you understand how just obsessed I am. All right, the very last one is melancholy. And that one is in the third line. It says, but she couldn't shake the gloomy, melancholy mood that had settled over her since her best friend had moved away. So melancholy is like gloomy and sad and depressed. Okay. And it is a mood that you may feel when you're kind of like on a rainy Saturday that you're just kind of like blah, like that would be melancholy. Okay. So there's no root this week, but what do all 8 of these words have in common? Their feelings, their emotions, right? And so this is, instead of an author saying sad or happy, an author is going to say he felt melancholy, or she did her job with great jubilation. Okay. So you can kind of experience more just sad and happy and really understand those emotions. Okay. So here's your assignment. So if you go to vocab, your assignment is right here. And it's going to look like this. Very similar to what you guys have done before, except I'm going to really encourage you to try to find different pictures. I know that jubilation and exuberance are pretty similar, but try to find different pictures expressing either great joy or high spirits. You could have your picture to represent your sentence, okay? Remember, your sentence has to be in your own words. Do not just Google words or sentences with jubilation in it. Okay, I will be able to tell that it's not your work. So make sure that you're writing them yourself. Make it a personal connection. You guys were teasing me about my Backstreet Boys connection, but that helps me remember things. Make a personal connection so that when you're writing your sentences, you understand the words, okay? Definitions can be the same ones that we did in class. All right, again, this is due Wednesday, and then there will be a mastery quiz over this on Friday. Okay? All right, spend some time working on it.